carbon network project started in 2010. A number of distribution network operators undertook projects, and this is the first one to be completed, and as you can imagine, we're very pleased and proud of the fact that we have completed it ahead of everybody else. What we are launching and celebrating tonight, though, is not just the successful completion of this project, but the fact that we achieved far more than we expected to achieve. WPD are very committed to innovation and to new networks and smart networks going forward, and a low carbon future. Part of that is the investment we make. And the investment we make is in a number of areas, really. We have a dedicated team who are just looking at future networks and low carbon networks. That's headed up by Roger Hay on my left here, who will be speaking to you in a minute. We invest financially quite substantially in it as well. This project, together with a number of other projects we have ongoing at the moment, means that we've invested in excess of £50 million so far. And that's a huge investment, but we believe it's definitely worth it. And really, from a point of view of day-to-day operations, innovation is very much the name of the game. We're always looking at innovative ways of running our networks, operating our networks, innovative ways of connecting generation and new customers, whether they be industrial, commercial or domestic. And everybody's involved in that, and it's important to us all. Although this project and the results of this project have far-reaching implications for the whole of the UK and beyond, really, we're launching the results here tonight because the project was carried out in South Wales. It's right and proper, therefore, that we celebrate the results in South Wales. But also we believe that in working with the Welsh Assembly Government, that Wales plays an important role in a low carbon future, and we want to build on that previous work we've had and meet the challenges that the low carbon networks and the networks of the future hold.
This project is one of 5 major projects that we are delivering in Western Power and complements 12 smaller ones which are also funded through the same mechanism. So what was the Low Carbon Network Fund project all about? Well, it was all about giving us visibility of the low voltage grid. It's understanding the pressures that are going to be placed on it from low carbon technologies such as solar panels, heat pumps and electric vehicles in the future, and trying to understand how much headroom and how many of these devices can be connected. What we've developed as part of this project is the largest single network monitoring project that Europe has ever seen. It comprises over 800 distribution substations and over 3,500 customer homes with monitoring equipment. Each device and each point is reporting data every 10 minutes all the way through the year. And what we've amassed is over 500 million measurement points. What did we do with such a vast amount of data? Well, that's obvious. We gave it to a university. And our colleagues at the University of Bath worked wonders with it, turning this data into rich information which means something to engineers and planners within our business. We've produced 3 core reports as part of the project. One related to the feed-in tariff and the impact and how we can estimate the impact and the output and the contribution from solar panels to the UK's energy mix. And we're able to share that information with National Grid. We also produced a report on network stresses with deep understanding of how electric vehicles, heat pumps and solar panels actually impact on the grid itself. And to do that, we partnered with the Welsh Assembly Government and their RBED initiative. And the third report was the templates, or what we call network templates. And to explain what a template is in a very short space of time, basically what we've done is we've recognised that all customers across Great Britain fall into one of 10 groups. And by breaking customers down into a number of predetermined groups that are applicable across Great Britain will really help us as network operators improve our planning and time our investment decisions correctly. Our job is a simple one in WPD, and it's to make sure that the grid is ready for low carbon technologies when customers want them. We've also, through the project, identified a number of hotspots where we are able to make investment ahead of need, preventing any issues. We're already rolling out the findings from this successful project, not just to our South Wales area, but our other 4 licence areas as well. And other DNOs, I'm pleased to say, are following rapidly on our heels, particularly with Scottish Power. Scottish Power, as many of you will know, are the network operator in North Wales. So again, as Phil said, we found out some other things along the way, as often you do with all large projects, which are quite significant in their own right. Firstly, we identified that the impact from photovoltaics was actually much less than our computer models and predictions were telling us. What does that mean in real terms? That allows us to add approximately 20% more solar panels onto the distribution system without having to make investments in new assets such as transformers and lines. Good news for customers. Again, we're leading the way with this, changing UK and industry planning standards, and also working with the solar industry around some of their specifications, such as the Solar Trade Association. The other thing we found was related to the voltage we supply energy at to homes and businesses. There's actually an envelope that we're allowed to supply energy at around the nominal 230 volts that goes into people's homes. And what we found is that there's a lot of opportunity to exploit this envelope further. What might exploiting it lead to? Well, there's a number of examples. By manipulating the voltage, we'd be able to allow more low-carbon technologies to connect, even above the 20% I've already mentioned. We could use it to help National Grid balance the GB system, helping with national capacity margins. We could potentially use it to reduce consumption, and hence potentially customer bills. Or we could use it to lower carbon emissions. So there's all sorts. Where do we go next with the project? Well, the project's complete, but the work isn't over. What we've committed to do is to continue validating our findings and carrying out further testing. And it would be a shame to throw away Europe's biggest smart grid at this stage. So again, we've promised to keep that in place at least for a further three years, and we'll continue processing that data and monitoring, crucially, the low carbon uptake of technologies by customers in South Wales. We've also commenced discussions with Ofgem and with DEC around the voltage reduction potential, because at the moment the UK is slightly out of step with the rest of Europe, and there's potential there to use that additional slightly broader envelope for even more benefit. So at this point I will hand over to the Minister, Alan Davis, Minister for Natural Resources and Food. Been in post since March 13, I'm reliably told. It looks like Alan's got a pretty wide brief, looking at the website, some 34 ministerial responsibilities, and critically that includes energy policy.
I think the work that WPD has led in this project is really seriously important. It's important to understand how we can create the networks that will deliver on our ambitions, and it's important to have that knowledge and that expertise and those skills that will enable us to realise those visions. What I hope that we can do over the coming years in Wales is to realise the ambitions that I think we all share. And I hope what that means, that we can use the expertise you have and that you have gained, the knowledge that you now have, in order to help people deliver on how they want to live in the future. I'm delighted that we can have this conversation now. I hope we can continue the conversation and use this knowledge in order to deliver something in the future. I'm very grateful to you. I really am pleased to be here, delighted to welcome your work, and I hope that this will create a very firm foundation for the future. So thank you very much.